Good day or good evening, depending on what part of the globe you're on, YouTubers. I hope you're having a good day or had a good day and having a restful evening. Maybe you're browsing YouTube at the moment and have come across this video. I hope that is the case and that you're not coming here to see whether I'm preaching again or talking about God or whatever like, because actually this is a totally different subject. But I suppose it's God related in a way because it's about the truth. Now, remember how Pilate said, well, what is truth? Yeah, in other words, as if truth is subjective. Well, truth is anything that can be proven, I would guess, yeah? Because we know that there are things such as half-truths where things are deliberately distorted or withheld so that the clear picture is not given. I mean, an example that I would say would be the death of President Kennedy. I can imagine now people say, oh, yeah, he's 63. What are you talking about that now for? Yeah, that's over 50 years ago. Maybe it is, but it's something that you see. That's as who was it? Was it Nietzsche? I can't remember who it was, but it said something about, wasn't it? Those who forget their history are doomed to repeat it. Of course, that could have been inspired by God, because God knows that we do tend to do the same things over and over. We just do it a different way. Anyway. So regarding doing things a different way, I want to share something with you, and I'm hoping, well, that's if your heart is moved to do so, that when you see what I'm about to share with you, you will say, oh, I'd like one of them. And I'm talking about t-shirts. So I don't know how I'm going to title this video. I might just say feedback requested and see what response I get. Yeah, I think that's how I'll title it. Feedback requested. Okay, so I would like the feedback on what I'm about to share with you. Now, these items that I'm going to show you, I do wear on, well, living in England when the weather's nice, But yes, they are subjects close to my heart. I think they're subjects that should be brought out to the open. I think they should be fully researched and, a truth established, whether they are what was the saying, debunked or whether it's actually, an established fact. So, the first one is a double, double feature, because on the front, I suppose you could actually wear this back to front if you wish to deal with the other subject. So the first subject is harp, yeah? Now, I don't know whether you can see that clearly. That's looking okay from my angle. But as you can see, it says, ain't no angels playing this instrument. And WMD bringing on a new meaning. Instead of weapons of mass destruction, weather of mass destruction. Yeah? Now, I don't know how much research has been put in this, but as you know, many believe that harp can cause earthquakes. Harp, because of their cooking the atmosphere with their high frequency radio signals, can literally affect weather patterns. Who knows? Could be. So that's on the front, or the back if you wish, yeah. And then on the back we have, as it says, an example of suppressed technology. Now, excuse me a minute, I just want to see it so you can clearly see it. Yeah, there you go, an example of suppressed technology, yeah. Now this is something I come across. Oh, by the way, some of the imagery, yeah, I give full acknowledgement to Dave Dees, yeah, who you can check out his website, Dave Dees. He's quite, some people call him anti-Semitic, and some people call him, all kinds, say he's an extremist and so on like. But I suppose you could say what he does, he very cleverly magnifies facets of life that we either ignore or take for granted and accept, yeah. So regarding this back, I've forgotten the name of this guy. I don't know if I bring it any closer, will it show you? But anyway, he invented a car that was powered by water. I don't know how he did it. I don't know whether he extracted the hydrogen from the water or whatever like. Either way, I think he was offered something like 6 million for the design and everything like, which he actually refused, and it's believed in some circles that he was murdered, because apparently he not long after that he died of a heart attack, and then somehow all his work, all his papers, etc., disappeared, no longer to be found. So that's interesting itself. But can you imagine, like, can you imagine Rockefeller and all the other people, Shell, BP, and so on, like, if this was actually brought in, that we could actually have cars that ran on water, that we didn't need oil and petrol anymore. Can you imagine? Yeah, no more pollution, both air and other things, like with when we have oil slicks and so on, or like that horrible thing, was it in Oregon, was it, where with the oil pipe burst, anyway. So that's the first shirt. Okay, then I can't resist it, bit of every star. What? Good job, y'all. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. Whoa, yeah. Yeah, right, anyway, enough of that. So, yeah, that's the subject on this shirt. Quoting some of his lyrics, but changing it a little bit. Yet again, based on a Dave Dees design. He calls it Goy War, because he talks, because he's an anti-Zionist, and I think that's the trouble. Like, we allow that thing, that if you're anti-Zionist, then you're anti-Semitic. No, anti-Semitic means that you hate all Jews. Anti-Zion means that you hate this Jewish form of fascism, because that's the way I see it. I'm sure many others do. So yeah, so that's on the front, and then on the back, giving credit as well to Tony Iommi, Ozzy Osbourne, or I thought his real name is, actually. I know his Osbourne is his surname, and then obviously Bill Ward and Geezer Butler, who between them wrote the song, and here are some of the lyrics. Yeah, I think it's the first verse, actually. I now do my also. Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. Evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerers of death's construction. In the fields our bodies burning, as the war machine keeps turning. Death and hatred to mankind, poisoning their brainwashed minds. Oh Lord, yeah. There you go. So yeah, so that's what's on the back of that shirt. So I'm sure even Black Sabbath fans would love to wear that. They could wear it with their war bit on the back if they wanted. So, shirt number 2. Another subject which is a cause of major controversy, but we look up in the skies and we see this phenomena. So here's my anti-chemtrail shirt design, and it's succinct and to the point. Let's get a proper debate. Let's get it out in the open. Let's we hear all these rumours or second-hand stories about people coming out of the shadows and saying yes, it's going on, and so on. Like, we hear things about Evergreen Air, which apparently is linked with the CIA, and they're the one of the major airlines that do these chemtrail, this spraying. So let's get it out there. Documentaries have been made, but it's not public debate. Why isn't it? An interesting point, when I mentioned it to Greenpeace, they said, "Oh, enjoy." This is the response I got. Isn't it? This just really goes to show, where these people's hearts really lie. Yeah. Oh, enjoy the online debate, I was told. Yeah. But Greenpeace will not investigate or look into this. Oh, I see. So even though it could be looked as another form of pollution, we're not going to look into it. Well, so much for that then. Yeah. So we have that on the front, and then on the back, the more controversial image, which some perceive, because it has a certain patent number on it, which apparently is linked with, as it says, what is it, aerosol dispersant, yeah. And as you see, the slogan, which is on both the front and the back, says they call it geoengineering, I call it slow kill genocide. And we know it's on record. I'm sure you've seen eugenicist Bill Gates' lecture on how he wishes to bring down human population to zero in order to solve the CO2 problem, part of the equation apparently. So there you go. So shirt number 3. And by the way, I'm only showing you 4 of what there is so far, yeah. And the next controversial subject, and in fact I'm actually working on a new one at the moment, like, but what is it? Fluoride. Now, apparently there's 2 kinds of fluoride. There's sodium fluoride, which is what they tell us, which they put in toothpaste and so on, like, and put it in drinking water. And then there's another kind of, I think there's natural forming fluoride. But apparently the sodium fluoride is actually a byproduct of aluminium manufacture, yeah. Either way, one has to ask oneself, yeah, if sodium fluoride is classed as, was actually used in rat poison, you know, how can we say that it's safe to you know, give it to our children in water and in the toothpaste that we use, yeah. Of course, I don't have teeth anymore, and I would actually like to say that if I could prove it, I would like to actually take to court the Dental Association and, you know, the governments, you know, who have literally, you know, encouraged us to drink this stuff, you know, because there's a belief in some circles that actually fluoride actually causes bone loss, causes all kinds of problems, yeah, you know. But as it says on this, it says you want to put this in your mouth. Yeah, you know. So we have that, yet another Dave D's design, and then on the back I think this is yet another Dave D's design, and I think it's the same, yeah, the same slogan. Right, so hopefully obviously colour schemes totally, you know, of your own choosing. You know, I just like these ones because I thought it made it stand out more and get the message across more visually and so on. So there you go. Okay, so now you've seen 4 of the, but there's more to come, and it'll all be based on, as the video says, feedback. Yeah, so I await the response, hopefully a favourable one. So hope you all have a pleasant and restful evening, and I'll say bye for now.